first of all, can you just take me through what happened last night?
Officers responded to the Red Roof Inn. There was multiple 911 calls made by the subject that was involved in this. He felt like he was threatened. Somebody was chasing him. Somebody was in the parking lot. The security guard responded twice to the room. Then the officers responded. They spoke to the security guard. They spoke to the subject. They spoke to his girlfriend. They made the decision at the time that the best thing was to take him into custody and have him evaluated for his own safety. They handcuffed him. They were walking him to the car. En route between the room and the car, he became agitated, started struggling and fighting with the officers. They took him to the ground. At that time, he was kicking and they were trying to restrain his legs. They used a tar, which is total appendage restraint, but they only got it around his legs. They held his legs down. They held him down. At that time, they realized he was in medical distress. They called rescue. Rescue responded. Rescue did CPR, treated him at the scene, and then transported him to Orange Park Medical Center where he passed away.
And any idea, I know it's really soon, but any idea what caused his death?
No, we're waiting on the medical examiner's office. The only thing different from this morning, we have gotten sworn statements from the witnesses. We have not gotten the statements from the officers. That'll come later, and then we'll also follow the normal route of the Response to Resistance Board. What
started all this? I mean, what was he called? Was it he was calling 911, and how many times?
Yeah, he called 911 several times. So I have not at this time pulled those tapes, nor do I have them. So.
And who else was there that saw
his
all
girlfriend.
This? Okay, so was this sort of like maybe a domestic dispute,
no.
And then he needed help from it?
No, I mean, like I said this morning, he's got some mental issues. He was on medication. We don't know. I mean, the medical examiner's office will give us great insight into that. So.
Okay. Tell me about the struggle with police. I mean, how much force did they actually use?
There was no weapons used, so there was no batons. They had, it appeared, plenty of officers there to hold him down, to try to get him under control. We have handcuffs. They have the tar that is for those incidents. And like I said before, I'm not an expert on the tar, so I mean, if you'd like to talk, Mike can hook you up with somebody that can to explain that. But it's mainly a strap that goes around your legs to restrain the legs from the kicking, because they can get in the back of the car. I mean, it's easy to say you can put someone in the back of a car, but that kicking and all that, the tar will prevent them from doing that.
Okay, and how many officers were there?
About 3 in the beginning, and then 4 more arrived. You got officers that are in training, so you have recruits and you have training officers. So the total number is 7. So there's 7 officers.
And this is normal whenever a suspect or a subject is being taken away and starts struggling?
Well, I think you've got officers in training there, which adds 2 to the number, but it wouldn't be unusual if somebody were, I mean, they got multiple calls to the motel, and they talked to the people there. The officers that first arrived called for more assistance and got it, because it's easier to control someone the more people you have. So that's what they did. I mean, I think the officers certainly were trying to do the right thing, and this is an unfortunate incident, and it happens, and we'll get the answers through the normal course of our investigation.
Does it appear at this time, though, that officers did anything wrong in this?
It doesn't appear that way, but we will go through the steps. The state attorney does their investigation. We have a cold case team that does our investigation, and then we go through the RTR process.
Okay. Is there anything you can tell me about the guy who died?
Yes.
Does he have a background of arrest or anything?
Mike can get you that.
Okay.
He does, and he can share that with you. There's some reports and his history and all that can be shared.